All right, folks, welcome to the Albert and Billy Show on WUAT Radio, Channel 18 Valley TV, and YouTube. Hello, Papa.
I'm the Albert of the Albert and Billy.
Oh, heck, really?
That makes me half
Man,
the show.
dang it, I got some fan mail for us today. We'll read
For
it next
us.
week. Well, we got 2 more letters. You can write us fan mail. People keep asking the address.
Send them to me.
Yeah, listen at him. Listen at him.
What are you
You send it to P.O. Box 128, Popville, Tennessee 37367. For those of you that have asked, have several people ask, and they're sending them. So, and we appreciate it. We appreciate it a lot.
I really enjoyed reading those two.
And well, I'm sorry, I'll get them to you. One's a Christmas card from.
Oh,
Yeah, we got a Christmas card, and then a letter.
I got one too from Lucille
Lucille.
Kilgore.
Oh, Linda Kilgore.
Linda.
Yeah.
I got one.
La from Dunlap.
I got one. It was to me.
Oh, listen
It
at
came
this.
to me.
Listen to him, Allie. He's all about Albert today.
Yeah,
I'm
but
feeling.
had she sent it to you or the radio station, I would not have received it.
Yes, you would have. I'd have made sure at some point.
Yeah, at some point after Christmas. I like my Christmas cards read before Christmas is over.
Well, some serious news to talk about. This comes out of the Bledsoe. We touched on this the day it happened, the next day. 2 women were found brutally killed here in Pottville last week. It happened on November the 30th. Sheriff Jimmy Morris says it was the worst murder scene I have ever seen, and as far as we know, the worst ever in Bledsoe County. So that's bad. That's bad.
We were known as Bloody Bledsoe.
So that's saying something. That's saying something. A lot of people are asking about the weapon. I don't think they like talking about that. They don't. So it seems like they don't want to talk
It's
about
not
that.
that they did not find one.
Oh, he
but it is
used
not-
something that
right.
it was just unreal.
Because
Unreal
he was
what
still
did to
there at
them.
the scene.
Oh yeah, he had changed his clothes, and his clothes were covered in blood, by the way. But he had changed. He was laying in the bed in a bedroom at the home, and he was trying to overdose, and it didn't work. So now he's going to have to face it, and that's good. That's good. They have a mug shot in the paper. He is currently being held at the Bledsoe County Sheriff's Department in the Bledsoe County Jail. So we'll keep you updated on this, though, but that's just a terrible story there. Let's keep that family, the Lawrence family, in your prayers, folks. It was, like I said, it was described as one of the most gruesome murder scenes ever seen in Bledsoe County.
It's still taped off up there on top of the hill.
Yeah.
Top of Mill Hill.
It went on for hours. You know, it's not like he killed them right off the bat. They suffered. So nobody deserves that. And some good news, though, this is out of the Bledsoean. Son reunited with his father. You remember the mother took off with him, and they found her and the son in Wyoming. So
Just
she
3
went
years
a long
old, wasn't
way. Yeah, 3-year-old Jeremiah Frazier. He was reunited with his father, who is a deputy at the Sheriff's Department, Adam Frazier, and they got reunited last week. He was found last week with his mother, Gracie Archbell Frazier, in Wyoming. And authorities have been hunting them for several months, and they finally found them in Wyoming. It took them a while to catch her. She really went off the radar there.
Would you know why? Wyoming?
Yeah, I mean, I can understand why somebody go there.
It's a big
state.
But that song where the deer and the antelope play, that's what you see more than people.
Yeah.
When we were there,
she knew what she was doing.
When we were there were less than 1 million people living in that big state.
Yeah.
So she got lost in the shuffle.
Yeah, exactly.
And Jeremiah.
But Wyoming's the one that found them, though. So
good.
Props to them, because they tried catching her in Colorado and other states out west, and she was like she was just one step ahead of them. and they finally caught her in
The
Wyoming.
criminal mind.
Yeah. I'm sure she was thinking, well, we've been here long enough. Better get to moving. So, but that's some good news there, though.
I'm not saying she's a criminal, but if you're trying to escape or evade the law,
she knew that she was being
you have an intent there that's not good.
Yeah. Let's see here. We got some community announcements for you. Let's see. The Bledsoe County GOP, this is for radio listeners. This will have done happen by the time this airs on TV. So radio listeners, listen up. These are coming up in the next couple of days. First off, this Friday, December 8th, is the Bledsoe County GOP's annual Christmas party. It's going to be held at the Bledsoe County Senior Center, which is on Fraser Street. It kicks off at 5 p.m. Everyone is asked to bring finger foods or a dessert to share. Toys will be collected for the Bledsoe County Sheriff's Department's annual Toys for Tots toy drive. Please bring an unwrapped toy for a boy or girl. Food items are also being collected for the local food bank. Items needed include canned fruit, canned hams, and canned yams for Christmas baskets. So please bring one of those items or any other food item to help a family in need, and a straw poll for the gubernatorial race will also be held. So please come fellowship with conservatives as they celebrate the birth of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Wonder why a governorship is called a gubernatorial?
I don't know. The name sounds kind of
That's
stupid.
The thing about the English language.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, to the next announcement.
Me and my big mouth.
Cold Springs First Baptist Church is going to be having a Christmas musical. It's called "It's All About Him" at the Bethlehem Inn. God, I'm getting some tongue twisters. The yam and ham, and now this. It's all about him at the Bethlehem Inn. Got it. That's the theme of their annual Christmas program at Cold Springs First Baptist Church. This one's going to take place this upcoming Sunday evening, December 10th. It starts at 6 p.m. The musical program is going to be held in the church's Family Life Center, which is right next to the church. And they're located 4 miles north of Pottville on U.S. Highway 127. Everyone is welcome to come join the celebration of the birth of Jesus. And this Saturday, it's the big country breakfast at the Veterans Hall. That's a good one. It's from 7:30 to 10 a.m. They'll have biscuits and gravy, country ham, sausage, bacon, scrambled eggs, hash browns, tomatoes, coffee, milk, and orange juice to drink. A modest donation per plate is requested. And this breakfast is sponsored by Billy Joe Brown.
Billy Joe's good about that.
Yeah, he's a great sponsor for WUAT.
Yeah.
So he does help the community, that is for sure.
Let me tell you one thing about the announcement you made about the Christmas play at Cold Springs.
Yeah.
Their plays are usually written by a member of the church.
Yes, I know Dee's wrote quite a few of them.
I think Dee did this one.
Good. She's talented at that. That's not an easy thing to do, Papa.
Well, I don't know. I've never tried.
Now, this is important. We're hoping to help this lady out. Her name's Penny. Her dog, its name's Lacey. It's a golden retriever husky mix, Papa. It's a female named Lacey. She's red with a brown nose, it says. She weighs 55 pounds, so she's a big dog. She was last seen on Grapevine Road. That's right on the Cumberland-Bledsoe County line. And if you do see this dog, please call Penny. And the number to call is 412-973-7584. I'll say that again. It's 412-973-7584. So we want to help Penny find her dog, Lacey.
Her pet.
Yeah, it's her pet and means a lot to her. So if anybody out there can help her out, please do. I want to remind everybody, if you burn outdoors, you need to get a permit. Now, this is for October 15th through May 15th.
I didn't know that.
All you got to do is call 881-3585. That's 881-3585. And you can call that number Monday through Friday. They're open from 8 to 4:30 p.m. To get a permit. It's free, so So there's really no excuse not to get one.
They assign you a number.
Yes.
But see, I burned some. I didn't.
I just said it on radio and TV.
I didn't mean to say that.
Yeah, it'll be our little secret.
I thought about burning some. No, I did not know. I had not read that it was illegal.
Well, if you get in trouble for that, it's not my fault. You're the one that just announced it for everybody to hear.
I have no evidence, though. The ashes are all gone.
That's true. They can't prove it. He will get a permit.
I have before. I have called when I knew, but I did not know.
Well, I'm glad you know now. You can take music lessons with Miss Sharon Rogers. Just give her a call at 448-9361. That's 423-448-9361. She has her own shop now. She did work, at Music Makers, but now she's opened up her own business here in Pikeville, and she offers 30-minute lessons once a week for low rate. You can you can take voice lessons, you can learn to play the ukulele, piano, guitar, mandolin, strum stick. So check it out. Give her a call. Once again at 448-9361.
We don't know where it is, but you can find out by calling.
Yeah, she can tell you where. I do know where. I don't know the name of that street. Like, you cross the bypass, over there by the dollar store, and you go straight. Let's say like you're going to the sheriff's department. Say you're going that way. You take a straight shot.
That's Cleveland.
By the rescue squad. Is that Cleveland Street or Avenue?
Cleveland Avenue.
That's where it's at. She just lives like right at the beginning of that. You'll see the new building. I just don't know the exact address, but
good deal.
You'll see it. You can't miss it.
I've been wanting to get my voice tuned up in case they ask me to sing a solo.
Oh, okay. I'll tell her. I'll tell her she's got a good challenge waiting on her to teach Papa how to sing. I couldn't resist that one. You walked into that one, buddy.
Well, I got I got to sing a solo one time in our church. Never did ask me again.
I wouldn't tell that.
And they wouldn't let me sing on Sunday morning. There's too many people there. I had to sing on Sunday night.
Whew, you killing me, Papa.
I'm telling the truth, Billy. Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's what's funny.
The song I sang was "He Touched Me." You want me to give you a few
Nope,
bars?
Nope. I'm good. I've heard the song.
You know the word. You know the way it's supposed to be sung, don't you? Yeah. Okay.
Oh, wait.
You'll be the spirit of Christmas present. Remember the Christmas Carol? You had Christmas present and Christmas past and Christmas future.
Yeah. Scrooge, A Christmas Carol.
And Tiny Tim right up there on one.
I know. We're going to have Allie show the viewers that picture.
I gave that to Mrs. Bounds, and I did not sign it. And she sent it back home to me to make me sign it.
I know. God bless her. I miss her.
Yes.
She was a good one.
You'll be the spirit of Christmas present at the All Community Carol Sing this Sunday.
December 10th.
That'd be this Sunday. That's what I said once. And it's at 6 p.m. And it's going to be the Ministerial Association's presentation. So you're invited by them to join in singing carols old and new. Mary Did You Know is one of the...
That's a great song.
It's, I don't want to call it an old song, but it's been around for a good while. But Mark Lowry, I heard him sing that on the Bill Gaither show one night.
Yeah.
But he wrote it, Vicky said.
He wrote that song.
He wrote that song. So that would be classified as a new one, I guess, even though it's been around for a few years.
Yeah, it was... the song got big. I don't know if that's when it wrote, but it got popular, I believe, in '96 when Kenny Rogers and Winona Judd released it.
Well, it's in our Baptist hymnal now.
Oh, that's good.
It's included there. But anyway, they're going to be together. They're going to be singing. And then after the singing is over, there is going to be a bevy of soups that you may choose from to indulge in.
Sounds good.
Homemade soups, not canned
Yeah,
chemicals,
even better.
So in the spirit of giving, the evening benefits the Bledsoe County Food Bank. So come and sing the sacred songs of the season at 6 p.m. on December the 10th at the Pikeville United Methodist Church. I did not say that. It's located here on Main Street.
Mm-hmm.
Can't miss it.
Can't miss it.
And we have an announcement about the Democratic
The Democrats. We just talked about the Republicans, and the Democrats are also having.
Maybe they could be at the same place that the... No,
Why? I just don't know why they wouldn't.
the Bledsoe County Democratic Party will be holding a party meeting.
Yeah.
I hesitated there. On Saturday, December the 9th. That's this Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
At 7:30.
It's an early party.
A.m.
Yeah.
In the SVEC meeting
It's for the
room.
early birds.
Well, they're going to have fried eggs, I bet you. Currently, they want you to be there if you're a member, but if you are wanting to be a member, you come on too. And if you are running on the Democratic ticket, you
Definitely
are encouraged to attend.
Yeah, need to
And
show
if
up.
you show up and you're a candidate running on the other ticket, they may make you pay the tab, bud.
They may just do that. Or tell you there's the door.
Our pecans, the Pikeville United
Now,
Methodist Women.
before he says this, they're running low.
Oh,
So,
I better go buy me another bag.
yeah, exactly. We probably won't be announcing this much longer. They're running low. They've done really good.
Well,
Done really well with it.
this is competitive. This price is competitive.
Oh yeah, everything's $10.
But you go buy a pound bag of pecans in the shell, you'll pay like $6 a pound.
Yeah, big difference. Big difference.
How many hours did it take you to get a pound?
Too many.
But they're having a pecan sale, and you may buy these up here at Bilberry Insurance, right here, 1 block away from where we are. They have whole pecans, whole halves, and they have the pieces are already chipped up for you to put in your pecan pie.
Yeah.
But now some people like to make their pecan pies with the halves rather than the chips. I like the pieces. But they have the cinnamon, they have the chocolate covered, they have the chocolate clusters.
And the dark chocolate. All $10.
It doesn't mention any milk chocolate.
No, and I don't know why. Milk chocolate is the best.
I prefer the milk chocolate.
Me too.
In my brownies, one of my secret
And you
ingredients
can pick it up
milk
at Bilberry Insurance, by the way, folks. But yeah, milk. I don't know why they don't have milk chocolate. I think we need to put a request in to Susan Bilberry.
I bet she'll listen.
I bet she will too.
I'm not saying she'll get anything done about it, but she'll listen.
She'll try.
She's a fine lady. And
She
what's the
is.
name of the dog, Susan?
Sadie.
Sadie.
Sadie. We love Sadie. Well, Sadie loves me. Every time I see her, that dog loves me. So we'll get to last week's trivia now.
Are we ready?
Because I did good on it, so I want to talk
Oh,
about
you
it.
remember that. Okay,
I always like sports. Yeah.
question number 1. Name at least 4 teams in football
They were hard, though. Some of them were.
in Kentucky.
What, 2 teams in
4.
4 in Kentucky.
College football.
Yeah, okay. Obviously Kentucky Wildcats, Louisville Cardinals, Bowling Green, Western Kentucky.
You got them in Eastern Kentucky. I told you about Eastern Kentucky.
Yeah.
And Louisville. You didn't mention Louisville.
Yeah, I did.
Did you?
Yeah, I said Kentucky and
Yeah,
Louisville.
Louisville Cardinals. Okay, question number 2. Ohio has at least 4 football college programs.
This one
Name
was
them.
tough. This one was tough. I think you had to help me with it. I know Ohio State.
And that's number 1, I would say.
Yeah. And then there's the University of Ohio.
That's number 2. We played them.
They're
in
the
basketball.
Bobcats.
Yeah, they are.
Just thought I'd throw that in there.
They're about like UTC, I'd say.
Yeah, they're a mid-major.
Think of Ohio now. What's
Cleveland, or Cincinnati.
Cincinnati.
The Bearcats. Yeah, that's. And then I don't know, maybe Akron University.
Yeah, you mentioned that, but
Yeah.
and I'm sure they do. But Xavier's the one I had.
Xavier,
They're
the
right outside
Musketeers.
Cincinnati.
I don't know why I keep forgetting
They
them.
have-
They're crosstown rivals.
They have a good basketball program.
Yeah, they do.
Next question: name 4 football college teams in California.
Okay.
That ought to be easy. I bet they've got 20.
Well, I mean, they've got a bunch, but you got, well, obviously, UCLA, the Bruins, and then the USC Trojans.
What did you say? Those are the 2 largest.
Yeah, I would, and they're big rivals.
Yeah.
Both in LA, and then of course the University of California, which that's in Berkeley,
At Berkeley.
and
couldn't come up with that other big-
San Diego State,
San Diego State, but now there's another.
Stanford.
There you
Stanford,
go,
yeah.
Stanford.
Why do I keep forgetting Stanford?
I don't know. But
They're all
they are
there in the
big.
Pac-12.
They're not powerful this year.
No,
They
but
usually have a pretty good team.
yeah, they do.
Which state claims Purdue University?
Indiana.
You got that one right.
Indiana, West Lafayette.
How about Texas? How many teams can you name out of the state of Texas?
Well, you got Texas Longhorns, Houston Cougars, Texas Tech, Texas A&M, Baylor. How many have I got to name?
5.
Stephen F. Austin's a school in Texas. Basketball.
Well, that's 5 you've named.
Okay, good. I was getting desperate there.
Texas El Paso.
Yeah, UTEP, yeah.
Yeah, and TCU.
TCU, what are they, the
Texas
Bullfrogs or
Christian,
something?
Horn
Frogs. Texas
You just had
Christian.
something to do with the frog, didn't you?
Yeah, I knew it was a frog of some kind.
One of the trivia questions I wanted to ask was, one of the old sayings I wanted to bring up was, somebody will say, well, I'm just as fine as frog hair. I wonder how fine
I never
frog
heard
hair.
that one.
That's an old saying, real old. You know how old I am now.
It's a terrible saying, too.
If you're a football player from Pennsylvania State, you are called what? Like the Volunteers?
Penn State, okay, they're the Nittany Lions.
Nittany Lions. That's unusual. Nittany.
I know.
Where's that come from? Nittany.
I don't know. I never thought it made any sense.
I mean, a raging lion, a wild lion.
A Nittany Line's weird, yeah.
Okay. What state is home to the Knickerbockers? Basketball.
Oh, New York.
New
New
York.
York Knicks.
Give me 3 Alabama colleges or universities.
Okay, University of Alabama, obviously, the Crimson Tide, the Auburn Tigers, UAB, Alabama Birmingham.
But Alabama and Auburn riding high, but now they're riding low.
Mm-hmm.
Georgia, Auburn took care of Alabama, then Georgia took care of Auburn.
Mm-hmm. Well, Auburn had a hard job to do. They had already beat Georgia convincingly a few weeks before.
Yes, they did. Very
It's hard to
convincing.
beat a good team like that twice.
You surely learned from your mistakes earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Or they did.
Georgia did. They sure did.
Okay, name 4 colleges that reside in Louisiana.
Okay, well, LSU.
That's 1.
Louisiana, that's a little tougher, Papa.
That's tougher.
Louisiana Monroe.
That's 2.
Louisiana Lafayette.
That's 3.
Louisiana Tech.
You know what? Monroe.
Mm-hmm.
They play some big schools.
Yes.
I'm sure they get on their
And
schedules.
I think they're
just a gimme.
either Monroe or Lafayette. One of them, I'm not sure which, has a really strong softball program. They're always in the NCAA tournament. They're good. And that to be a small school like that, that's surprising.
That's very good. You did well.
That'd be like UTC softball team constantly, being in the World Series or what.
You know what makes the difference in the softball program being very successful as opposed to being so-so? That pitcher.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That
I
pitcher.
do. Okay, well, after the break, we'll have this week's trivia. I hope he's going to be nice again, but we'll have to stay tuned and find out. So that's coming up next. This week's trivia, and then we'll also have some sports for you as well.
But Allie will listen to this one because it's not sports related.
Oh, great. Makes Allie happy, but not Billy. But we'll be right back right here on the Albert Billy Show.
Stay tuned.
Welcome back to the Albert and Billy Show on WUAT Radio and Channel 18 Valley TV. One of our sponsors, Citizens Tri-County Bank, Bilbrey Insurance, Scotty's. It's Lola's. Need to do Christmas shopping down there, folks. I'm telling you, she's got all kinds of great deals down there and a wide variety of stuff to choose from as well. I'm going to do my Christmas shopping there.
I bet she doesn't even know what all she's got.
I know, she's got so much. That's where I'm going to do my Christmas shopping. Well, you're supporting a local town. That's why.
I wear a size $100 bill.
Okay, I'll remember that. Subway on the bypass, longtime sponsor. Also the Highway Department, Marvin Smith, Farm Bureau Insurance, Matt Massengale, and his friendly staff. Judy Yates and the Loom, longtime sponsor of the Albert and Billy Show, our next door neighbor right here on Cumberland Avenue. And then elected officials have been supportive, like Emma Boynton, Carolyn Terry, Michael Walker. Okay, Rustic Roots is a new business that we've talked about with Rachel and Melissa, sisters. They're right here on Main Street. And also another new one, the Farmer's Chandelier Cafe and Gifts. The name throws me off sometimes. But it's owner Marietta Putnam and Sonia Ollendorf and Donna Campbell, Cheryl Wheeler all work there. Friendly people. Right, literally right behind us.
Hope they do well.
Here in Cumberland Avenue. That's right. Well, hit me with the trivia.
Well, I'm hitting the people out here listening.
Oh yeah, that's true. So that means it's hard.
Viewing. We have those on television.
That's his way. I know. That's his way of saying they're hard this week, Allie.
I'm hopeful.
You better pay attention because it's not sports.
I'm hopeful that many of the people watching today would identify with my era, my
Lord,
generation.
I'm not gonna know none of them.
And even beyond.
Papa,
Listen.
I knew you was gonna do this eventually.
Okay, these are old folks' sayings.
Okay.
I picked them up along the way. I didn't invent any of them. But I've
That's
heard
good.
them and heard them and heard them. The first one goes like this. How poor are you if you're poor as old Job's turkey?
Are we supposed to tell you? What are we supposed to tell you?
Well, that's the way the saying came to me. How poor would you be if you were poor as old
understand
Job's turkey?
Are you just? That's not a question though.
I'm not asking it as a question. I said these are old sayings.
Oh, why didn't you just tell me that at the beginning?
What?
You could have said it's not trivia today. I'm just going to give you old sayings.
Okay, but I'm asking a question. How old would you be if you were that? How poor would you be if you were that poor?
How poor you? Extremely poor.
Here's
poor.
Here's the thing you need to remember. Of all the stock, see, Job lost everything he had.
Yeah.
He had 7 sons and 3 daughters, and they all died.
Gosh.
He had thousands of head of cattle and sheep and everything, and they all, some of them got robbed. They robbed him, and some of them died. But he wound up with nothing except a wife.
My goodness.
But Job had no turkey.
I'd say not. I'd say that was the least of his concerns, though.
Where did this saying come from?
I don't know.
Number 2. These are just things to think about. How long do you have to wait if you wait till the cows come home?
I've heard that saying
Have
a lot.
you now?
Yeah, that's a popular one.
How long would you have to wait?
My definition of that is forever. It's not going to happen.
The cattle start coming.
Like when pigs fly.
If you're running a dairy, they start coming, the trail, the little path that they always...
Okay.
You notice in the fields they have a path worn, those cattle.
Yeah, they do.
They know where they're going.
They do, that's true.
They know. Okay, number 3. How sly are you if you're sly as a fox?
I've heard that one.
Have you now?
That means you're really slick. You are good.
Let me tell you a little tale about
You
the
can
fox.
trick people.
Samson didn't like the Philistines. They were giving him troubles. And so he caught 300 foxes and tied their tails together and put a burning stick down in between their tails and turned them loose in the fields of the enemy. Not bad.
I'd say that worked pretty dang good.
He was slyer than a fox.
He was.
Number 4, what kind of gun are you using if you're just shooting the bull?
Your mouth.
You've heard that one.
Yeah.
Shooting the bull. I don't know where that came from.
I don't either.
But you knew what it was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. At least you're picking some that I've heard of, at least.
Okay. Next one. What is your mental condition if you have bats in your belfry?
You're crazy. You're crazy.
Bats. And there's another one. I've heard people say, well, I'm as blind as a bat.
Yeah. I've heard that a lot.
Yeah. Well, I don't think they see. They go by sound.
That's
Sonar,
true.
sonar.
So that one makes sense. That one does.
Okay.
And apparently they're crazy too.
Next question. What kind of person are you if you hear someone call you an old fuddy-duddy?
You are, you're no fun whatsoever. You're dull, boring,
Why are you
hateful.
looking at me when you say that?
I did. I didn't.
All right, next one. Explain the phrase and the application of it.
Okay.
The cream always rises to the top.
I've heard that.
What does it mean?
Maybe. Allie, you give it a try. I
The
don't really
cream
know.
always rises to the top. See, y'all never milked a
It's
cow.
hard to explain. Like
You never milked a cow.
as a kid, that's no.
But when you milk
It's
a
not like I don't
cow,
remember that.
there is butterfat in the milk.
Okay.
And the cream in that milk separates and rises to the top.
Well, then that's where that comes from.
And so it is in society. If someone is going to do well, the cream of the crop. You ever heard the cream of the crop?
I've heard
That's
it.
the best you have.
Yeah.
It will come.
They'll rise to the top.
It will come to the top.
Yeah. Okay.
Next one. These are old folks' sayings, but there's wisdom in what they said.
That's true.
And probably it came from another generation or two down the road before them.
Probably. I would say so.
What kind of shape are you in if you're on pins and needles?
You're nervous. You're very nervous. Very nervous.
You're hurting too.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are.
All right. How clear is it if it's clear as a bell?
It's crystal clear then.
But-
Could be no clearer.
A bell.
It doesn't make any sense
It don't make any
whatsoever.
sense. Clear as a bell.
Like clear as like when the bell rings, you can hear it.
Okay,
I
the
guess,
peel.
yeah.
It would be a clear hearing. Well, what about the other one?
Should be
I
clear as a
understand.
crystal ball.
If someone asks you to understand it and people respond, I understand it clear as mud.
Clear as mud.
That's
Yeah,
the
that-
opposite.
Yeah, that is the
Or-
opposite.
or
That's true.
Clean as a whistle. That's another one.
Yeah,
Clean
yeah,
as
I've
a whistle.
heard that one.
Okay, last one. If an old timer told you it is 5 miles from point A to point B, and then he says, straight as the crow flies, what does he mean? Straight as
Lifeline, help.
straight as the crow flies.
What in the world does that mean? I don't know that one. I don't know that one.
Well, if it's 5 miles from point A to point B,
Okay.
that is as the crow flies. The crow would leave point A and he'd go straight to point B. He would not follow the curves and curvature of the road.
Okay.
The
Okay.
crow would fly to his destination. Straight,
Yeah, he would.
straight as an arrow is another way of saying it, I guess.
Mhm.
Well, that's my trivia.
Okay. Well, that
I
wasn't
wanted to
nearly
do
as bad
something
as
different. I
I
wanted to
got you. It wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it would be.
But now let
Okay.
me tell you, some of these sayings that
I've heard of most 90% of those. I've heard of.
well, some that I have said over the years.
Yeah, I've said them too.
I think I've invented a few of my own. I think I'm old. I qualify. Old timers, old fuddy duddy. Okay, we're ready for sports of all
Yeah.
sorts.
Yeah.
Well, Ethan Wolf is going to get to play in the East-West game, the Shrine football game.
Okay.
He was chosen as one of the participants.
That's good.
Last weekend, Blockbuster was detonated by the Tennessee Chancellor, Miss Bev Davenport, when
Yes,
she
it
said
was.
to Mr. John Curry, you take a back seat here for a spell. I'm going to put somebody else driving the wheel for a while.
Mhm.
And this man I'm going to choose is not interested in interim. He's not interested in being coach. He is going to be the acting athletic director of Tennessee. His name?
Philip Fulmer.
Philip Fulmer. That blasted us last Friday.
It did. Well, I thought she pretty much told Curry, take a hike. You're done.
Well, I think the way I've been reading it, he's on paid administrative leave right now.
Okay.
But should we have to settle up with him, unless they can show cause for
Maybe
releasing him?
Maybe they are giving him a chance, but kind of suspending him right now.
No,
maybe.
no. I don't think so.
Okay.
They're trying to get out of having to pay him what they owe him.
That makes sense.
But anyway, Phil Fulmer, at age 67, was bypassed in the search for an athletic director before Curry was hired.
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
I didn't want him as athletic director. Nothing against him.
But David Blackburn was passed over too.
That's the one.
Remember.
That's who they should have hired, and that's who they should still hire. Is David Blackburn. He's done great things for UTC.
Well, here's the thing. Those of you out there that have that elephantine mind that doesn't forget things, Mr. Curry was on board when Phil Fulmer was shipped out to pasture. Now Phil Fulmer comes back to take Mr. Curry's place as he is deposed from his position as athletic director. What goes around comes around. That's another old saying.
Sure is. And boy,
and
it's true.
It really proved true that time.
Sure did.
Well,
Fulmer got the last laugh.
Phil Fulmer was 152 with 2 championships and a national title. But he's not going to be sticking around for what he's looking for. He's diligently, passionately trying to find a coach.
That's good to hear.
You know where he is right now? He is up there where all this to-do's going on about Peyton Manning being honored as the into the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
So he's up there rubbing shoulders with a lot of athletic directors and coaches and
we might
whatever.
know something then soon.
Well, that's what he's doing up there. Anyway, Washington State's Mike Leach, still don't know about him. I don't know.
I would be okay with him.
T. Martin is in his name is being mentioned.
I would be okay with him.
And even Lane Kiffin.
Absolutely not.
But Jimbo Fisher went to Texas A&M. He took his name out of the equation completely. All the other schools have gobbled up the coaches that were available. Florida got Dan Mullen, from Mississippi State. Central Florida got Frost from Nebraska.
Did they really?
Yeah, they got Central Florida.
I know. That's shocking.
I thought he could have. I believe he could have climbed a little higher.
I do too.
Tennessee would have been higher.
I know.
But anyway, the names right now that you're reading about are subordinates. They're not coaches.
You say them, and I'll say if I like the idea or not.
Okay. Here's Les Miles is one name that I have read about.
Absolutely, yes.
But I didn't read about him today.
I hope he's still in the mix. I believe he is. He's won a national championship with LSU.
Yes, he has.
So I'm okay with that one.
Okay, Georgia's defensive coordinator, Mel Tucker.
Not as excited about that one as I am Les Miles.
Auburn's defensive coordinator is Kevin Steele.
A little more excited about him than Georgia.
I am too. The Brent Venables at Clemson, defensive coordinator.
I can't be against that because look what Clemson's done.
In about 3 years in a row?
So it'd be hard to argue with that hire.
Aren't they ranked number 1 in the bowl division?
And they're the defending national champions. Seem to be they give Alabama fits. They do.
Yeah. Okay, and the Southern Methodist coach, Mr. Chad Morris, I don't know anything about him.
No, I hope not.
But as of this morning, we have no coach. But now Alabama has a defensive coordinator that his name was thrown in the mix today, Jeremy Pruitt. I had no idea that he was even being considered.
It's the first I've heard of that one, so I don't know.
It was for me too. But Phil was there last night in the Hall of Fame program, and I think whoever we get, they're going to be coach number 25. They're going to be the coach of team number 122 for the University of Tennessee.
Well, I hope they make a decision soon
Well, they'll have
for
to.
recruiting.
They'll have to.
Yeah.
Bama, during Fulmer's tenure, from 95 to 99, Fulmer beat Bama every year from 1995 to 1999. 7 in a row.
Yeah.
No coach in Tennessee history could ever make that brag.
I miss those days.
And he, though during that span, he won 54 ball games and lost only 8 in 7 years.
That's good. That's real good.
That's an average of just a tad over 1 loss a year.
Yeah. It's been a long time since we've seen Tennessee play that good.
Well,
Been a while.
yeah. Well, it was 98 our championship year. That year really didn't
That was a
lose
great
anything.
year.
Okay, the SEC showdown at Mercedes-Benz last week, Auburn and Georgia. It was a rematch, but it came out a different result this time. Auburn beat Georgia handily the first time around. Georgia turned the tables on them.
They sure did.
Georgia won the SEC East.
And then they won the SEC.
The SEC championship.
They sure did.
76,000 plus got to watch that ball game. 76,000 people.
Sure did.
And Georgia's Nick Chubb has won. I mean,
Somebody. Keep going.
Nick Chubb wound up number 2 all-time yardage gained by a Georgia football runner. Only man to ever beat him is Herschel Walker.
Wow.
He's second only to Herschel Walker.
That's saying something.
Basketball. How about the UT men?
Thank you.
UT men.
Thank you. Somebody just brought us a Christmas present, so I'm okay with that. Thank you.
Anytime. But and our girls team, both of them doing well. UT men, UT women.
Men surprisingly so.
Well, they beat Georgia Tech 77-70. Go figure.
Yeah, that was an upset.
But in that tournament, they just lost one game.
Yeah, that was to Villanova. So hey,
and our women.
no shame in that.
We're going to have to start calling them Holly Warlick's women.
No.
Warlick's women.
No.
No.
But I'm glad they're doing a lot better.
But,
They're
yesterday
like 8-0, I think.
Yesterday morning, the Tennessee.
But they have a test though. We'll know more about them when they play Texas.
Well, and then the SEC has got to start clashing, knocking heads.
Yeah, exactly. There's some tough teams.
But yesterday morning, Tennessee crept into the top 25.
The men did.
The
That's
men
great.
got into the top 25.
That's great, and that was so unexpected.
Yeah, well,
and he's not. The difference between him and Holly, he's not working. He don't have a bench full of 5-star athletes either.
No,
there's a big difference.
He's
there.
going with what he's got
and doing good with what he's got.
But for Tennessee to accomplish what they've accomplished thus far in the year, they are to be given a pat on the back.
Absolutely. I hope they can keep that up too. I do.
Preseason, out of 14 teams,
wasn't they picked last?
They were picked 13th.
13. I think they're going to do better than that. I do.
Well, I believe the first year around he won 13 games. Last year he won 16 games. I believe this year.
I believe he'll get to 20 this year.
He's already got 7 wins.
Yeah, I think he can win 13 more at least.
Well,
there is barring no injuries and things like that.
Okay, and then the Lady Vols, they play Troy tonight.
Yeah, they should win that, but
they just lost one game too, haven't
they? Troy said they were like 4-1.
4-1.
So I don't think they're a cupcake like they usually are.
No, I don't think so.
They play a different style of ball. You got to be able to score a lot to beat them.
Well, I think we've done very well. We've hit 100. We've hit the century mark a couple of times.
Yeah, the offense seems to have improved dramatically. I think the freshmen though are playing a huge role in this. The freshmen are supposed to be special, and so
Yeah.
far they're playing like it.
I think it was Sunday that they scored over 100 points.
Mm-hmm.
But the college
Davis
Four
is going to be I believe she's going to be the breakout star.
well, I believe she's going to have help.
Oh yeah,
Each
a lot of help.
Each time you go to the box score, to look like box score in baseball,
Mm-hmm.
you go to the results,
Mm-hmm.
you'll see 3 and 4 players in double figures.
Yeah, and that is the box score, and you will see it there. It's every
So if
game.
you've got 4 contributing players out of 5 on the floor,
That's good.
you're doing all right.
But it seems like they're all doing good.
And they're
right now.
sharing the ball.
and that's good to
They're
see.
sharing the ball. But football, the playoff, college football playoff,
Yeah.
there's been this debate about how can you just settle on 4 and let those 4 thrash it out.
There'll always be a debate on that. Though.
Some people want it to be 8.
no,
But
no.
the thing
They
is-
can do that, but then it'll start taking away from the regular season,
Well,
though.
listen,
You know,
it's a 12 game season now. And by the
Yeah.
time they get through with these playoffs, some of these teams are going to play 15 games.
I know.
But anyway, right now, the way it stands, number 1 Clemson takes on number 4 Alabama, and number 2 Georgia
That'll be
takes
a good
on
one.
number 3 Oklahoma.
That'll be
They're
good.
going to be playing in the Rose Bowl, the granddaddy.
Georgia and Oklahoma.
Georgia, they've only been
Out
back
in
many, many,
Pasadena.
many years ago. Tennessee, the SEC could play in the Rose Bowl,
Mm-hmm.
but see, then along came these power conferences, and we got shut out.
Yeah, the Rose Bowl used to be all about the Big Ten and Pac-10. Well, it was Pac-10 back then.
Yeah.
Pac-12 now.
But anyway, that's the way it's going to play out.
Well, it's interesting to see a rematch of the national championship game. You know, Clemson beat
Clemson.
Alabama last year, and I think they can do it again because they're not intimidated by them at all.
Well, and Alabama has shown the last 3 or 4 games that they can
They can be beat.
be defeated.
Yeah, they're not
They're
as good
not
this year.
invincible. They're not invincible.
No, they're showing they're human.
Well, that's another way of saying
If somebody's
they're
going
human.
to beat them, I believe Clemson's going to be a team to do it. I think they have the best chance to do it.
Well,
Because they know they've beaten them, and they have that confidence about them that they're not going to be intimidated, and that's a huge factor there. I think a lot of teams are defeated before they even take the field with Alabama.
well, that's what on a schoolyard the bully asserts himself, and he doesn't have to prove it.
That's right.
If he just asserts himself and goes around with that chip on his shoulder, nobody wants to knock it off. See,
I
they're
know.
afraid of him. But once somebody tackles him and knocks that chip off,
Gives them
then-
confidence
yeah.
on it. That's true.
Well,
That's
Peyton
true.
went to the Hall of Fame
Mhm.
to accept his position as a duly elected member of the Hall of Fame.
He deserves that. Absolutely.
He did deserve it.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got to wait 5 years before he'll be eligible for the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
But in accepting his position as College Football Hall of Famer last night, he is the only player to ever join his dad as
Oh wow, that's
Hall of
interesting.
Famer too.
Yeah.
He was 13 years old when his daddy Archie got the honor.
Wow.
And Archie let him stay out of school. Let the kid, there were 3 boys, weren't they?
Mhm.
Let them all miss school that day so they could be there. And he had on a tuxedo, Peyton did.
That's good. That's
And
good.
so now he's joined his daddy in the Hall of Fame.
Peyton luckily chose Tennessee over Ole Miss.
I never did understand that. Now, I bet Archie didn't either.
No. I don't think he liked it too much at first. Eli did go to Ole Miss, so at least he got one of them to go there.
Yeah. But now here's, in the paper, it showed Peyton and his best friend, Steve Spurrier.
Mm-hmm.
Best friend.
Yeah, right.
He went over to talk to Steve Spurrier.
Did he?
Wonder what he went over there to talk to
There's
him
no
about.
telling.
Reckon he was saying, "Hey, Mr. Spurrier, would you consider Tennessee?"
Probably. Wouldn't doubt it.
That thought occurred to me. I thought, I bet Peyton he could swing somebody.
He could. I wish he would at least be an assistant just for the recruiting
I'm
factor alone.
hopeful that whoever Fulmer gets, he's wise enough, be the coach white or black. I hope he's wise enough to include T. Martin in the
I
process
think so.
of putting him on the staff,
He should.
because
He
T.
should.
Martin will be the aid that you need in recruiting.
Yeah, they got to get. It's all about the recruiting.
It's all about
It's all about the. So you want a coach that can recruit. You want assistant coaches that can recruit as well.
Okay. Golf.
Him and golf, Allie. I tell you what.
Well, listen. Tiger Woods has had 3 or 4 back surgeries in the last 10 months. Well, or longer than that. He's
Yeah.
not been able to play competitive golf.
No.
Every time he tries, he has to withdraw after 1 round.
Until now.
Until
Until
now.
now.
This Hero Challenge, by the way, it was his tournament. He was sponsoring it.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
interesting.
The Hero Challenge is what 18-man field.
Mm-hmm.
And you did not have a cutoff. After 2 days, if you don't have a better score than 145, you don't get to come the 3rd day.
Okay.
He invited 17 men. He made the 18th himself.
Yeah.
So the 18-man field, you had the best golfers in the world on a course played 4 days.
So it's not an easy tournament that he's having success at then.
Okay. Tiger Woods finished tied for 9th.
Tied for 9th. That's the best finish he's had in years.
He closed.
Years.
He closed with a 68. But the man that won the tournament shot a 61 on the last day.
Who was it?
His name was
Oh.
Ricky Fowler.
Ricky Fowler.
But can you imagine 61 and Tiger shot a 68?
That's close.
That man picked up 7 shots that 1 round of golf to win it.
Yeah.
And Tiger, I'm just saying, a
He was
68
close.
is very good.
Yeah.
That's a good round of golf. But 61 is phenomenal.
Yeah.
People don't shoot 61.
That guy must be really good.
I'd say that was probably, it didn't mention being a a course record, but maybe the course record
I
was
believe
60.
it would probably say that. I would
It
think.
would have. It would have. But anyway, Sunday, the tournament closed out, and I would say here's the winners. Tiger Woods did not win the tournament. Ricky Fowler did. But
Yeah.
here's the winners. The winners are the sports writers that covers the beat.
Mm-hmm.
They've got more hype now to promote. Tiger is back.
Yeah.
The fans won Sunday because Tiger Woods is worth following around now.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was ranked about 1,200 in the world, and now he's
Oh,
about.
no.
And after that one win, after that one tournament,
How much did he raise?
he's up
his
to about
ranking?
659 now.
Wow.
He picked up about 500 places
Wow.
after one tournament.
That's all I know to say to that. Just keep playing like that, and he'll be back.
Well,
He'll be back soon.
so-
in the top 10. Maybe.
and here's another thing: your golf courses that put on the tournaments, the people that pay these. That Ricky Fowler won $1 million Sunday, and Tiger Woods won some of the money.
Well, he's not hurting financially.
No, but the money is put up to put these tournaments on.
Right.
So to me, it was a win-win-win-win situation. Everybody won by Tiger being back.
Yeah, it's good for the sport.
That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's good for the sport. I can remember, well, you wouldn't. Lou Gehrig was called the Iron Horse of baseball.
Does he have a disease named after him?
Yes, he does. Lou
Okay.
Gehrig's disease. But
That's
Lou
where I've
Gehrig
heard
played
that.
for the Yankees, and the day that he had to quit, it was tearful to hear him say the things he had to say that day. But he said, "I consider myself the luckiest man on the planet," because he'd been allowed to play all the years he was allowed to play. But when the great men or women of a given sport have to quit,
Mm-hmm.
Peyton, it's wise if you step out when you're on top.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah, I
when
agree
you
with
have
that.
to quit because of a disease or something like that,
That's sad.
then the sport suffers.
Yeah.
The
it
fans
does.
suffer. That man's not out there in center field anymore, or that pitcher's not out there on the mound anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to give one portion of a program to those 50 greatest living athletes of all that are still alive, and go over some of the names of those people that are still performing so well that they are recognized as one of 50 on the planet.
You're going to do that?
I'm going to do that.
I like that.
You will like it.
I like that.
You will like it.
Okay, that's it for sports of all sorts. And, of course, we also had this week's trivia. Coming up after the break, it's good old Albertology coming up on the Albert and Billy Show. Welcome back to the Albert and Billy Show on WUAT and Channel 18 Valley TV. It's time for Albertology, Papa.
I have got a lot to talk about today. Can we go?
A lot of history.
Let's go over for an hour.
Yeah.
I have not heard one of my favorite Christmas songs, The Little Drummer Boy, this year.
No, I don't know if I've heard it yet.
And I don't think I heard it last year. I believe I told you.
Really?
That I don't remember hearing it last year.
And it is popular, though.
Oh, it's a popular song. Been around since 1941. I didn't know that.
I didn't either till you told me.
I got this information from a magazine. Have you ever heard of Dr. David Jeremiah? He has a program on television and on radio of Turning Point. And he puts out this little magazine.
I don't know.
Oh, he's very good, very good. But anyway, he puts out this magazine, and I read this article from his magazine about the lady. Her name is Catherine Davis, and she's from the Czech Republic, and she wrote the song back in 1941.
That's a weird Czech name. That sounds like an American name.
Well,
don't it?
Catherine, K-A-T, yeah, Catherine. But here's the words to the song. I'm going to say, I'm not going to put the rum-pum-pum-pum in it.
Okay.
Now listen, you'll understand the meaning of the story when you listen to the words. Come, they told me, a newborn king to see. Our finest gifts we bring to lay before the king. So to honor him when we come. Little baby, I am a poor boy too. I have no gift to bring that's fit to give our king. Shall I play for you on my drum? Mary nodded, the ox and lamb kept time. I played my drum for him, I played my best for him. Then he smiled at me and my drum. Now that's the words, the story now.
And it's our producer's favorite song too, we found out today.
Yeah.
Allie loves
such a beauty, but the story behind the song tells us about a young boy that the Magi asked to come with them on their way to see the newborn king.
Okay.
So he goes with them, and he watches them present the gold and the frankincense and the myrrh fit for a king. And he looks, and here's this baby lying in a manger in a stable, and he recognizes, well, they have a poor, low estate in life. So he says, I am a poor boy too, recognizing that Jesus was in poor circumstances. And he says, I have no gift to bring compared to gold and frankincense and myrrh. I have no gift to bring that's fit to give a king. But then he realizes, I do have something. I have my only possession. I have my tiny drum. Yeah. So he says, shall I play for you on my drum? And Mary nodded.
Yeah.
The ox and lamb kept time. And he played on his drum. The only gift he had to give was his drum. And then the song ends by then he smiled at me. Me and my drum.
That's powerful, isn't it?
Powerful.
Have you seen the cartoon?
No.
It's very good. It's an old cartoon. It came out like with Rudolph and all that.
Oh, really? And is it called The Little Drummer Boy?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Very good cartoon. It shows him traveling and what happened.
Yeah.
how he got with them. It's very good.
You didn't know that either?
No.
How did we miss that?
I will bring it next Wednesday.
Yes. Okay.
All right.
There we go.
Okay, tomorrow is December the 7th, 1941. No, not 1941, but on December the 7th, 1941, the United States entered World War II.
Correct.
Tattoo. Our Navy was bombarded. Our
Right.
Navy was destroyed. We
Right.
lost thousands of lives. The Japanese
Yeah.
flew over Honolulu and waved at our men as they killed them. They were flying that
That's
low.
sorry.
On a
That's
Sunday
sorry.
morning, lazy Sunday morning, we weren't expecting them to come and do that.
No.
But anyway, World War II had begun on September the 2nd, 1939. All these countries over there in Europe were having a beating each other's heads, and it was sad.
Mm-hmm.
We were over here in the United States, and boy, they're having a hard time over there. But we're twiddling our thumbs. We're not involved until December the 7th, 1941. And so by 1942, all major countries were involved in World War II. It ended on September the 2nd, 1945. The casualties really cannot be numbered, but the best estimates are, let's see, over 5 million enemy participants were killed and over 5 million
Gosh.
Allied casualties,
Mm-hmm.
fatalities. 50 countries were involved altogether. The chief battlegrounds now were not in the United States, of course. We were never bombed. But Asia, Europe, North Africa, both oceans, mostly the Pacific, and the Mediterranean Sea. The Philippines were, I remember President General Douglas MacArthur had to leave the Philippines because the Japanese were so powerful. They pushed us out. But he
Gosh.
promised the Philippine people, I shall return. And he did, and he drove there. And back then, you still had the flamethrowers,
Yeah.
and they could go in these tunnels that the Japanese had built and turn those flamethrowers on.
Yeah.
But they did away with that. The cost of World War II was
No.
$1,150,000,000,000.
Goodness. That's a whole lot of money now, but back then,
Can you imagine?
man.
But the thing that the United States did that should have endeared us to the rest of the world for the rest of our existence and theirs, we helped them rebuild their countries.
Yeah.
We had
true.
bombed during those 4 years.
Yeah.
We had bombed a lot of those territories over there
Yeah.
in an effort to drive out the enemy, because we had to bomb where they were. But
Yeah,
I've
that's
been
true. You
hearing
had to do that.
Johnny Cash's song about the whiskey drinking Ira Hayes on WAT radio.
It's a good song.
The Marines hit the beaches of Iwo Jima in the Pacific Ocean in February and March of 1945. The war's about over. It ends in September.
September.
The war's about over, but we don't know that the war's about over because we don't know the
No.
atomic bomb's going to be dropped. But Iwo Jima is our last strategic objective before we hit Tokyo. So we are getting rid of the Japanese there in Iwo Jima. And on the Marines sent in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th divisions to take over this little strip of land. It was 8 square miles.
As we have the facts coming through.
The Marines gave up 5,000 men for that little stretch of land that was 8 miles long.
Goodness.
8 square miles long. And the island was 5 miles by 2.5, which gave us 8 square miles. And down on the southernmost tip of Iwo Jima was a mountain called Mount Surabaki. And that's where the last stronghold the Japanese had embedded themselves. And the Marines had to scale that mountain to get up to the top and say, we want to raise our flag. And that was the place where the man took the picture of those 6 Marines hoisting the flag of the United States of America up on the top of Mount Surabaki to say to the Japanese and to the world, we have conquered Iwo Jima, it's ours now.
Yeah.
And that film, that picture that man took, his name was Joe Rosenthal. It won a prize. And that bronze statue of those 6 men raising that flag is across the Potomac River. It's a Marine Corps memorial there for people to see, to help remember about the war and the toll that it took and everything about the war. But those 6 Marines that raised that flag, that is symbolic of the blood, sweat, and tears that went into the war to get the Japanese out and get the war ended. And so when people go there to view that monument, you still hear that song, that whiskey drinking Ira Hayes. Ira Hayes was one of those 6 men that put that flag up.
Okay. That's a good song. One of the best from Johnny Cash.
Johnny does a good job on it too, buddy.
He does.
All right, that's part of my outwardology.
Okay.
As insurance companies go, I've always thought, and when I work crossword puzzles, when it asks for an insurance giant, I always can pencil in Aetna, A-E-T-N-A.
A-E-T-N-A.
Aetna. They are one, of course, Blue Cross Blue Shield is big in this area.
Yeah.
But Aetna is one of the largest insurance companies in the world.
I really didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
No.
But this is what has got me disturbed. The drugstore chain, CVS, they bought them.
They bought a drugstore chain buys an insurance company.
$69 billion.
What is up with that?
That's
weird.
I can't fathom it. But
I can't either.
But CVS, they have. If you'll go to Chattanooga, you'll see a CVS pharmacy, and across the road you'll see a competitor.
Walgreens usually.
Walgreens, or they've got 2 or 3 different. But
those are your big ones. Yeah, there's more. I'm just not thinking of them right now. But yeah, there's more.
But CVS has 10,000 stores.
I believe
throughout
it.
The country.
I believe that.
So they're going to. Of course, that's just the 2nd largest drugstore chain in the United States.
What's the largest?
I don't know.
Walgreens, maybe.
But I thought Aetna was the giant, but they're only the 3rd biggest insurer. So these, by pitting insurer.
I had to aggravate you on that one.
Insurer. Yeah. Okay, but by putting them together, they're going to be. People will probably be able to be walking to a drugstore and get about like going to a walk-in clinic.
I guess so.
Well, there's going to be advantages, and people are thinking that it make their prescription drugs cheaper too. I don't know.
Well, maybe it will.
But
maybe it will.
It just blew my mind. Of course, the bid is in.
Right.
It has not been finished yet. But when I read that, I thought, well, how in the world can a drugstore take on an insurance company? But I guess you can. See, the thing about it is,
weird.
If you're on the market, if people are investing in your business, you're selling shares, then you're up for grabs.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're going to bid $69 billion to take it over.
Didn't know CVS had that kind of money.
Oh, well, I bet
they got a lot of money.
Reckon they've got a lot of dollar prescriptions?
They must.
Or maybe some $100 prescriptions.
They must.
I had one prescription of Carolyn's that cost $198 a month.
No wonder they have that type of money. They're ripping people off. right, left, and sideways.
While we're talking about people and businesses, Arby's. Do you like to go to Arby's?
I do. They got
Eddie
a
Albert
good
and
hot
Casey
ham
they like to go to Arby's.
Listen, they got a great hot ham and cheese. They got a great roast beef sandwich. They got curly fries that are good. It's a good meal going to Arby's.
Well, they bought wild buffalo wings.
I'm not eating wings at Arby's, so I can't comment on that.
Buffalo Wild Wings. They're buying them.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying now. Arby's is buying Buffalo Wild Wings restaurants. Yeah. I've been to Buffalo Wild Wings many times. It's very strange too. What is up with this?
$2 and $4 billion will change hands.
I can't imagine Buffalo Wild Wings as an Arby's, because Buffalo Wild Wings is a lot nicer.
Well, they may keep them both. They may keep them both. I don't know. But see what it is now, by them going on the market and buying out all the shares.
Okay.
They're taking it private now. It belongs to Arby's.
I guess we'll have to see how that plays out. That's interesting too.
Well, it'd be quite something. Instead of just wings, now
I guess they'll add hot ham and cheese to the menu.
Well, let's see. In Chattanooga, you got Buffalo Wild Wings at Northgate Mall in Hickson, Market Street downtown, Highway 153, Forest Road in Fort Oglethorpe, and in Cleveland, Tennessee. So that's 5.
Yeah, it's a very popular
and
place.
RB has 6 in the Chattanooga area.
Well, that's not surprising, but I didn't realize there's that many Buffalo Wild Wings in the Chattanooga area.
I didn't either. Maybe it'd be about more like 1 or 2.
I was going to guess 2. Probably
what I thought. Okay, did you know Carol Burnett was back on this week?
Back on TV?
December the 3rd.
Like her
that
show?
That was Sunday, wasn't it?
What did she do?
They had an anniversary, 50th anniversary
of her show. That's a good show, funny show. And that's where Mama's Family was created.
It evolved off of that, yeah. A spin-off.
Yeah.
But Carol Burnett at age 84 was still doing her thing.
Oh yeah, I saw her on TV a lot lately. She
had Jay Leno.
She's doing just fine.
But she said, "I can't believe how fast time went." But they were having a ball. They had a good time.
They did.
Now you were talking about bloopers on our show.
They did a lot of bloopers.
They showed their bloopers.
They did, and I like that. A lot of shows won't do that, but they showed theirs.
Well, I don't think
I thought it added to the show, really.
I don't think y'all tell people what I say wrong.
We do have some good bloopers. We could definitely do a blooper reel.
Okay, do you know Andrew Zimmerman from Bizarre Foods on television?
Oh yeah,
bald-headed fella.
Yeah,
man, he'll eat anything.
Anything.
And you know he'll eat fried grasshoppers or caterpillars or.
He travels all over the world, though.
Yeah, he does. But he can have some exotic foods.
But the stuff he has to eat, I don't know if it's worth it.
Of all the years that I've watched him and all the programs I have seen, I've only seen him one time say he couldn't eat. He didn't want any more of it.
Wonder what that was.
I don't know what it was, but he didn't want any more of it. But anyway, Super Bowl 52 will be one of the most delicious on record.
Really?
Because of Mr. Zimmerman. It's going to take place in Minnesota. And he's from Minnesota. And so he's going to have some local fare that he will offer for this year's big game. He lives in Minneapolis, and
that's where Super Bowl is this year, isn't it?
52. So tailgating is a big part of football.
Oh yeah, he'll make a boatload of money, that's for sure.
He says, we'll showcase Zimmerman's unique gridiron fare in our January 28th issue. This came out of Parade magazine. But Andrew Zimmerman has some interesting things to eat.
I recommend anybody watch that show on the Travel Channel. And
Travel Channel. That's what's
it's an entertaining show. It is.
Okay, I don't want to let time.
You got 10 minutes.
Well, I know we've got to do stories. I believe I'll say
Jokes.
I'll say Star Wars. I wanted, but it's too long.
Star Wars.
Star
Well
Wars.
done.
It take too long because I want to give some time to the stories.
Well, we can
I'll
talk
have to
about
do-
Star Wars next week. They're not going nowhere.
Well, we'll have to do that.
You
one
know
day.
that.
Well, no, but
There's a
but
hamster lifting weights. I
they're
see.
not. They're not. Star Wars is not through.
Oh, I'm not surprised at that.
They're still around.
That's probably $1 billion franchise too.
Okay, these
I saw the hamster lifting weights there.
these are from Emily Howell's.
Oh,
Reader's
okay.
Digest.
Thank you, Emily.
This this little hamster says, "You can't go from my level of activity into a marathon. Maybe a good start for me is not taking the car to get the mail." No, that it wasn't about him. It was about whoever wrote that. I don't take the car to get the mail if I'm going to start watching my activity level.
Well, true.
A gym is just a PE class that you pay to skip.
I think a lot of people do that.
This was the headline in the Washington Post.
Humor in uniform.
No, well, that one.
Or that's what it says at the
You'd have
top.
to see that, and I can't show it to people.
Okay.
But this headline was in the Washington Post, and it's believable either way you read it. It says, "Bear attacks ex-Marine, lives to tell about it." Which one of them lived to tell about it? The Marine or the bear? I don't know.
They didn't really say, did they?
No, it said, lives to tell about it. Okay, my 21-year-old nephew died of cancer. This is a true story.
This is wait, is this a joke or a
No,
serious?
it's a true story.
You gotta tell me these things.
Okay. My 21-year-old nephew died of cancer in February of 13. A few months later, I was driving on the highway and talking to him in between sobs. She still missed her nephew.
Okay.
And so she asked him to send her a signal that he was okay. At that moment, a silver Lexus pulled in front of me. My nephew drove a Lexus.
No way.
This is a coincidence, I thought. There's a
Right.
Lexus.
Until
I
she
thought it was a coincidence until I saw the license plate. It was a vanity plate with the letters MHR, and that was her nephew's initials.
Wow.
It was scary.
That
was
was
scary.
definitely a sign from her nephew.
Now listen to this. This is funny.
Okay, good.
When my friend and her 5-year-old daughter were shopping, the little girl picked out a dress that she loved. Her
Okay.
mother shook her head. "That's too expensive," she said. Her daughter dutifully put back the dress, but as she did so, she grumbled, "Well, why did you have me if you can't afford me?" I like that
That's
one.
a good comeback.
My 7-month-old's arms are about 8 inches long. Unless she's sitting 20 inches from a full glass of water, then they're 21 inches long. Okay. I love my husband, but what really motivates me to stay married is how much weight I'd have to lose to date again.
Too much work.
Too much work. Okay, in my fifth... No, I don't want to read that one. Jimmy Fallon asked viewers about their terrible first dates.
Ooh, that could be good.
Okay, he said, "I thought he was into fitness because he had on an ankle weight." These are terrible first dates. He was actually on parole in his ankle monitor.
That's what I was about to say.
That would be a terrible date.
That would be.
At dinner, my 6-year-old niece turned to her dad and said, "Dad, when I grow up, I'm going to marry you." I laughed until her mom said to her, don't make the same mistake I did. That would kind of take the wind out of your sails, wouldn't it?
Definitely. Definitely. One more.
At a Wendy's drive-thru, a woman ordered 2 drinks, one small and one large. As I handed them to her, she said, "Which one is the large?"
Shoot. I like the picture on that, too.
Yeah, I wish I could do it.
I know.
I worked on
That's
a
funny.
Christmas tree farm one time. A lady asked, "What are these trees made of?" Have I got time for one of mine?
One more, yeah.
One more.
One more.
Today, a man knocked on my door and asked for a small donation toward the community swimming pool. I handed him a glass of water.
There you go. I bet he didn't knock on her door no more.
I want to help out on that community swimming
That's
pool.
right. They're going to need water. I like that. I like that. That's good. Those are some good ones. That
like
picture, too bad we keep show people that. Because it's funny. But anyway, that's it for Albertology, and that's it for the Albert and Billy show today. Thanks for listening on WUAT Radio, and thanks for watching us as always on Channel 18 Valley TV. We'll see you next week, folks.
Goodbye.